From the great state of Illinois, EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the second city of Chicago. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7, as it'll be our visitors taking on our home team. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a glance here at the vet. He's got a lot of years under his belt in the National Football League.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
One touchdown, one pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards on the play, first down. They'll look to throw here. And he's got his man on the out route. Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And I think the ball's out. Well, one of the linebackers has got it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. We know turnover margin always key, going to be really key in this one. And to force an opening drive turnover, that's huge.
It is, and you know something? There's one coach on every team that weighs in at the worst possible time, right? And this is bad. He just fumbled the football. Can't you just hear him right now? Son, you messed it up for everyone on that one. Messed up our offense, and now you put our defense in a bad spot.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They'll look to throw. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. They'll set up to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
Well, they're not hiding who their central focus is on offense. Charles, he already now has 4 receptions here on this opening drive.
And I know people who are watching the game are thinking, did they forget about him in the defensive game plan? It's actually been the opposite. They're giving him a lot of attention, but he's been very creative and savvy in his route running and finding seams and openings in order to create these completions.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the gun, they'll try to run it.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. They're going to look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 1st down marker at the 11. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. But he's got the 1st down as he gets it to the 8. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And this offense takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. Building confidence after a loss, that's a good way to do it. The loss last game, but first drive here in this one, cashing it in for 6.
Hey, they can talk all they want about putting a loss behind them. I think that drive there did more than any conversation they had, don't you think?
That's exactly right. Puts that to bed. And this is what they said all week long. A lot of things they needed to do differently. And whatever they said appears to have worked. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And able to get this out to the 25. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's in the midst of a very solid season, currently 2nd in the NFL in passing yards.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. He'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
When you look at this defense,
and they find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
And while teams don't like to talk about it, they're pretty proud of their rankings. But this ranking is going to be put to the test today because they're going up against a top 5 passing offense in this one.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
1 1st down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
So they bring out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Fair catch taken right at the 10-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Escapes the defender. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Well, they keep run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. 54 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 3.
On play action, they'll throw.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Here's a quick throw caught out wide. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. He had the touchdown on the opening drive. Now he's got a first down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. 8 yards on the carry there, and it'll wind up being the final play of this first quarter.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he'll go down, brought down at the 20-yard line. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. They'll set up a throw. Pressure, and they got to him again. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
A lane opens here. He's past the 30. The visitors' offense, led by their wide receiver, headed out for their 2nd possession. And he's right up there amongst the league's best when it comes to racking up receiving yards this season. Currently ranked in the top 5 as things stand here. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
3rd down and 13.
Now back to throw. And this one is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you come in off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
And this will be down by a member of the kicking team just outside of the 30-yard line. The Chicago offense set to get started. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead, but that was a drive that was so long it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game, but we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true. Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment. Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Now a play fake here on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Back to throw again. Oh, he's got it wide open, complete. And they correct. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
Did my eyes deceive me? Or was that an I formation play that was just run there for a touchdown?
A little old school eye.
How about that? Was that a fullback, tailback, running it into the end zone?
Well, that's what that fullback's for, right? That's why you use that. Let him pave the way.
Oh, without a doubt. He's an extra blocker, and he did his job well on that play.
And they'll accept that penalty.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Oh, what a juke into space. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They go play action here on first down. And a throw right sideline is complete. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage.
Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Now a 2nd and 10.
Back to throw here. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Back to throw.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
And his kick is good.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Chicago offense set to get started.
They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now. Disappointment.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 30. And he takes this thing way down into Chicago territory. A huge play there for Chicago. 59 yards.
I'll tell you what, this is not going to be a fun discussion at halftime for this defense. They've been absolutely taken advantage of in the first half. And here's another play for big, big yardage.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. Here's 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. They'll drop the throw.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
6 plays got him down here. This is play number 7, 3rd and goal. He'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Now we've got a field goal coming up here for Chicago. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is indeed good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. They'll look to throw now on first down.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
This now a 3rd and 4.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. They'll look to throw again. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
Now 2nd and 3.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They'll look to throw here on first down.
Ooh, with a juke.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A 13-yard touchdown run. And his guys are able to cut into that deficit.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where, as a quarterback, you say, I've got to make a play here. Doesn't matter whether it's a pinpoint throw or a scramble like this one. He takes matters into his own hands and delivers a touchdown run.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it's capped off by a 13-yard touchdown run.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. They'll throw now on the final play. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. So halftime straight ahead. Let's get you down to the Sunshine State and Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Scott, thanks very much. And we welcome all of you back here on EA Sports for quarter number 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So this offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. Well, the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense is throwing at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
Back to throw now on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's second down and 3.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line.
from the gun. He'll hand this off.
And they'll get to him just inside the 15. Even after the strong run we just saw, they're able to corral him quickly defensively.
2 yards to go, second down.
They're going to look to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And his guys have made this a one-score game now. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need to rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
A nice little juke. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
Here now, 2nd and 4. From the gun, they'll try to run it. Now he's free at the 35.
And just shutting him off there. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A big play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the third quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter. Went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. They'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They'll look to throw here. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
This 2nd and 4.
And a quick throw here. That's complete. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll set up to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. It's a quarterback sneak. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23.
Well, they pick it up on 3rd and 1 on the quarterback sneak, and that's not easily done because there are extra bodies in there on the defensive side, and they're moving forward at the snap.
Yeah, I was certainly expecting a handoff, weren't you?
Yeah, I totally was. I thought they'd go with a back, maybe try and get a lead blocker in front. But as you talk about in different games, those guys with confidence in their offensive line, they just want to move forward and get it.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. He'll look to throw.
Now he's going to step up and run.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. It's their cornerback with touchdown number 3 here in this game, and 17 now on the year. And his guys are able to make this a close game again.
That's a really good decision right there outside of the pocket. You've got to know the right time to shift from passer to runner. He was looking and looking, nothing there. You can almost feel the brainwaves firing as he calculates, I think I can win a race to the pylon. And he turns out to be right. Touchdown.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd. Now back to throw.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he can't escape, and down he goes. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. And they'll send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for Chicago. And he punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Well, not good at all. A punt of just 24 yards there.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Well, this offense and their wideout headed back onto the field. And you see the numbers for him into this 3rd quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open throughout.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down.
And that, nearly picked off. Well, it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's 2nd down.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on third down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball in his hands.
And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. On third down, he'll drop to throw.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
And his kick here is good. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. So with less than a minute gone by here in this fourth quarter, the field goal there gets this thing back to even.
And it's setting up for a fantastic finish, isn't it, partner? It's been a well-played game, a hard-hitting game. The fans are into it. The announcers are into it. This is going to be a great fourth quarter.
Now that should give him a spark. He's across the 40 to the home team's offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early, and it has paid giant rewards to this stage of the game.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
And we essentially have a brand-new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this fourth quarter.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
He'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up fourth down. And now a high kick here as he'll try to hang it up there. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Looking to put a drive together. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
Now a play fake here on 1st down.
Now he'll tuck this and run.
They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down.
In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down.
They'll go with the keeper.
And he's going to be touched down right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, I liked it. Just take the snap, burrow forward, and pick up the few inches you need for a first down.
And defensively, I don't think they were expecting that. They looked a little surprised in the middle.
Yeah, a little bit wary there, weren't they? Because that can be a throwaway down where maybe you go play action, fake it, and try and get something big. But instead he said, forget it. Let's just get a first down and start a new set.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd and 9.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert, as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. And on now is the punter, as he's on to punt for Chicago. Now a high kick, almost a pooch punt. Well, pretty woeful there, just 23 yards on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. Back to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5. He'll drop to throw.
He'll try and do this himself. And he will slide down with the 1st down for the moment, but a penalty flag on the field.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? They'll drop to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the 1st at about the 21. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long, because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away.
Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. And a quick shuffle pass here is complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Looking to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's taken down inside the 30. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus, and indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
And they bring their punter out there now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And they're facing a big 3rd down now in this tie ball game. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
So since that last play got nothing, they'll go ahead and decline the penalty, and that forces a 4th down situation.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And taken at the 46.
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards.
And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
This is 1st and 10.
Back to throw here.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
On play action, they'll throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
The situation for them offensively as follows. Down by a field goal, 36 seconds remaining. They need, at minimum, 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
Back to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here.
Will try to pick it up himself.
This is 4th down.
Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down.
5 seconds, no timeouts. Here we go.
One final shot. They'll look to throw.
This ball intercepted.
And that is going to seal this victory as time runs out. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Chicago, they move back over 500 now at 4-3. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.